past. And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's needs. But labor was overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow, causing scandal and row. Now things look dull. She's at a lull. She could barely sit on a hull. Have we balling? Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. I say no. Captain, you tell me what to do. The St. Lucia, in her day of sailing, she was a friend, a true friend to one and all. And in her day, she sailed majestically. No government doing bubble. And yes, well, she always did her best to help out those in distress. Now she don't have money. We have to beg Joffrey. Labor boys don't share, none of them care. We must vote them out, I declare. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know.
content on this platform may not align with the views of a certain party or organization. It's important to note that the views and opinions expressed on a platform are often those of the individual contributors and not necessarily reflective of the organization. In this case, Caribbean American news media may not be held responsible for the content posted by its contributors. It's important for individuals to critically evaluate the information they encounter and consider multiple sources before forming their own opinions. If you have specific concerns about the content on the platform, it may be helpful to address them directly with Cam. The content.
Greetings, my people. Special good night to all our viewers here on the platform. This is Caribbean American News Media, and we are on the ball tonight. It is the 5th of February, 2024. It is 8:08 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean and other parts of the world. But here in our neck of the woods, at our headquarters here at Caribbean American News at an undisclosed bunker somewhere in the United States, we broadcast to you live, my friends, from a bunker somewhere in the United States. It is 7:08 p.m. Good evening to all our beloved people. For those of you who are sending us stars, Mervin, and let me just see here all the others who have started their party, and my friend Norencia there in Canada. Thank you for the 200 stars, and all those who have been supporting the program through your star. It keeps us on the air. Just today I looked at the subscriptions, and in just one set of subscriptions, we have already paid over $600 and something in subscriptions to keep the program going, and also for upgrade of our software ever so often. So I want to greet everyone, and I want to thank you for your generous support. Arnold, thank you so much for your 100 stars. And for those of you who a member came to the church and brought a small envelope with a token of appreciation to maintain the platform. And so we want to thank you so much. People are finding us and they are supporting us. And we also have other supporters here who have given us a new monitor and some other pieces of stuff that we are in need of. We're continuing to upgrade the system, get it ready for the next general elections. And so we are building as much as we can. Very soon we will be, like I said to you, having our studio in St. Lucia for the election coverage. We will be on the ground, God's willing, there in St. Lucia, broadcasting our programs live to you. We will be in communities at the appropriate time. We are putting that space together so that we can help in whatever way we can in the democracy of the nation. So there is a lot that is happening now. I don't know what's going to happen between now and then, but our intention, it is just to do that. But greetings, friends. We have Mervin, who is in Montreal, that's in Canada. We want to welcome Canada in the house. My Dudu Beth family, Lydia Francis, Mahadi's a page ex Francis. Martin. I have a dumpling cake for him. Where is Marvin? Sorry, Martin, sorry. Martin, where are you, Martin? Are you Adam in the garden hiding? Wherever you are, come out, Martin. Philip Chipek, I got it, poo. Anyway, let me don't start so early. Let's just greet our people. Stanislas, yes, Stanislas out of Soufre, greetings to you. Greetings to our Soufre brothers and sisters. Greetings to those of you who are viewing from Soufre. I have my famous Canaries viewer, or is it Canaries or Swazel, one of those areas there, regular viewers. Moving, yes, dumpling cake. And my friend from Denver, Marcellus. Alvin, how are you? Charles, greetings to you. Glasgow, how are you? ISF, greetings to you. Yes, yes. Flavius, Bastien, yes. And Esther, greetings to everybody. Hey, look, my brother, my lost brother, Bravo. Oh, brother. Yes, yes. Greetings, everybody. Yes, Arnold, welcome. Mary, good to have you here. Maria, Maria is regular. Once I see that name, I feel good because there are some names when I see those names, I feel good because they have been with us from inception, from the beginning, through thick and thin. Yes, some of them were discouraged at some point, disappointed, but they kept viewing, they kept coming back to the program. Desmond, how are you, my brother? Yes, Shed Alive. Sam, how are you? Yes, yes, greetings, Esther. And Mohadi Lawrence here, Pierre, say, my number one do best. I have number one plus and number one do best. You say family, you para gume. You dis jabal mokile mamele. Wise me. Yes, Elizabeth, ulakawi. Yes, my friends. And those of you over on our YouTube channel, big up yourself, Boss Lady, over on YouTube. I miss you, Boss Lady. Yes, I hope you're in New York. I hope you are in New York. Anyway, everybody, we appreciate every one of you. And we have a lot of work to do. And some of the clips that I tried to get, I could not get them into the system in time, but you will bear with me as we work our way through. Yes, as we work our way through those developments that affects you, the citizens of the country. Now, my regular glasses, I couldn't find it. Somewhere in the car, somewhere around the place, so I had to use my shield for the lights and everything to protect my vision. My vision is not too clear as a result of the many lights around me. Also, we have my friend Lucy Quinn, Sakafet. Oh boy. Now, there's a lot of other names that I recognize, but I don't see them yet, and I know that they will come. Irina, how are you? Veronica. Veronica, all those names, I can tell you. Yes, I know my people, and when I don't see them, I get a little concerned that they might be ill, something is wrong, and so I say a little prayer for them. Yes, Randy, how are you, Randy? And D. Smith, greetings all. Those of you, our Grenadian viewers, greetings to you. Thank you for being here with us on the platform. And I'm your host, Garfield Oliver. We will get you through the evening. We will take your calls. Again, the number is 929-586-1821. 929-586-1821. That number will get you live on the air. Barbara Matthew, how are you doing? Yes, I know the names. I can see the names. I can identify with the names. But greetings, my people. All right, let's just get to work. All right, let's get over to work on the platform. Yes, my friends. Yes, Edith Sakafet, how are you? Good evening, everybody. Good evening, my people. They're coming on. Damien, how are you? Greetings. Yes, please share the live as you join us. Share the live. Share. Very important that you share the live tonight. Our lines will be open, and it is open at this time. Folks, I started a rant from last night and also earlier today, and I am still a bit concerned about what is happening in the nation. And for some reason, after the live, I went over to ET on Sky FM, and I'll tell you something, friends. I believe that the ET Connect program should be broadcast on regular radio also. I listened to him. I take some time today and I paid attention to his presentation today. And, okay, we're getting a call. Let's take this call now. Caller, you on the Caribbean American News Media.
Good evening, Brother Garfield. Pastor Garfield, good evening.
You know,
and
brother,
how are you?
I was just talking about you know.
You know, I'm blessed then. Thank you.
You are. I
I'm
was
blessed.
just talking about your program, and I was saying to the viewers that just observing it today, I believe that it need to go much further. We need to get you on as much stations out there as possible, because I listened to your program and the same concerns that I had today about the what is happening in the country, you highlighted them and you read, I believe from a newspaper somewhere from what's his name, Mr. Lewis, Dr. What's his name, Dr. Vaughn, yes. And I was very impressed indeed. And I believe that more people need to listen and pay attention to your presentations. And that's all I can say from my heart. Talk to me, caller.
You know, Pastor Garfield, I'm on the lonely block educating and with a lot of information.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, like I tell you before, I don't go too much into shares. I let people share for me.
Mm-hmm.
What I put into chat groups, I make people share for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Pastor Garfield, what I'm interested in is the hypocrisy of Philip J. Pierre.
Talk to me. Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
Inching away as much as he can to take a little piece by piece of the new hospital. And if you notice, he's not using the word box anymore. He cut that word off. You know, that derogatory comment is not used anymore.
No.
Because he's going to be embarrassed, because the people are going to say he really fooled them with saying the box. Mm-hmm. And he's inching little by little until he's going to use the whole hospital. I can guarantee you that, because what is happening on the ground in St. Jude, there's a lot of problems there. And they're not telling you. You know, I know that. I get it from the ground. I receive a lot of information.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to the reliable information. One of the things that these people have to battle with, and Kenny Anthony told them that around that area is when the rain starts, it's called a floodplain. You understand? They have to spend, first of all, if they have to fix that floodplain where the St. Jude Hospital is, the old one, you know, they have to spend millions of dollars to do that. And I'm telling you, and they want to go to fix the stadium, they haven't started spending money yet.
No.
Because of their decision to fool the Saudis. You know why the Saudis gave them that loan? Because I'll give you the story about that.
Talk to me.
And that is the truth and fact. Mm-hmm. When the technical staff of the Saudis came down, they heard from the hotel they were staying at. They asked the people from Viewport, certain people, what that building was, and they were not. Saudis are not. Come on, the SP government must know that these people ain't stupid. Mm-hmm. They come to view St. Jude, and they see it in a real rotten state of affairs, and their eyes is at the new hospital.
Yep.
Because the new hospital has all the look like in Saudi Arabia. If you look at the hospitals in Saudi Arabia by Google, you see the look and the same helipad and everything. You know. So what I think they told, this one, I don't know, but I'm assuming they told the Saudis that they're looking to fix that hospital too. Mm-hmm. That's how they got to do it. So they're being untrue, and it's sad. The other thing I want to tell you about is at the marina. It is very, very serious.
That is in Grosile?
Yeah, that's in Grosile, the marina,
Okay.
where it's a very touristic area around the marina, and that's where the Harbor Club and all these Harbor Club and all the other businesses are. They just put up a big sign stating that they're going to put a helipad inside that area.
Yeah?
A helicopter helipad.
Right.
This is a thing that needs environmental assessment before you do it.
That's right.
Okay, I'll tell you the story behind that. There was a developer who is very successful with restaurants in a restaurant in Rodney Bay, especially with tourists. You go inside there on a Sunday, there's just standing room only. That gentleman is very successful in operating that restaurant in Rodney Bay. I won't give the name, but I think you would know who it is. So he wrote to DC and asked them at DC to a proposal to put a chocolate factory there, okay, and also a wonderful, beautiful restaurant, and also gave them an engineer approval where they put certain architectural plans together, and they sent it to the DCA. You know what they did, the gentleman? They wrote back the gentleman a solution, and they told the gentleman that area is not any development. It is a national security area.
Right.
You know what they say?
Okay.
It's a national security area.
All right.
You know what they did? They just agreed with a private business to put a helipad there in a touristic area, and they put a big sign with small inscriptions, not really large in the letters, and they're giving people in Grosile and the surrounding area in Rodney Bay and Rodney Heights till the 9th of February to object to giving that person that approval for that certain part of the Rodney Bay waterfront, and the south is another area, and certain passes of land. Okay, they gave it to, and probably, from what I understand, just like Mount Pima, where they gave it to a Ukrainian billionaire and a St. Lucian multimillionaire involved in that. I know who it is, but I wouldn't mention name. And I think if you guess, you know who it is, because that person had another incident somewhere again.
Right.
So, and they want to wreck Mount Pima area, and the land there does not belong to them. It belongs to all solutions that has passed, and their children are there where they leased it. They leased that land to the United States. You remember that? Okay, that's when you're going to see up some big pillars, mark USA. On it.
Okay.
They leased that land. Okay, that is a beautiful area. When you go to the top of that, there's a rope. I used to go up there before I got injured. I used to go up there, and there's a special pond there, a magic pond, where you see fish. You see different fish that you have never seen in your life in the ocean. It's in that pond.
Right.
And what to do? The kids, the tourist kids love it. They push their feet in there, and the fish nibble, and it's really very attractive to tourists. They want to build a hotel structure there. And the lady below that area, she's been there for 35 years. They're not saying what they're going to give her, because they gave Marjorie $1 million.
Right.
That Ukrainian billionaire have to understand the same thing they gave to Marjorie, they have to give to that lady. But that's not the fact. The fact is, they're going to there. Invest and Lucia haven't paid the family off for any of that land, including a gentleman well-known called Wally's Refrigeration. You heard that name, Wally's Refrigeration.
I heard that. Yes.
His great grandparents owned the land inside there, never got paid. Investor Lucia occupying the land and want to sell it to this billionaire. So when I exposed it on radio, the minister heard about it. He went on a press briefing saying they're going to build the biggest structure up there and we're going to hear about it. It's going to be the biggest hotel in St. Lucia. Nonsense. Are you going to pay the living people, the land where they family owned?
Right.
They're not talking about that.
And there's a similar situation in Beaufort too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same thing with the GPH, giving away the land. And I'm glad that Kenny Anthony sent them a message just a couple days ago, I think Saturday or where it was, where he told them, and I know the innuendo was marked at that government, his government. He said, Aurora Airport belongs to Beaufort South. I want to tell you all that it belongs to Beaufort South. And Sandy Beach, no hotel will ever build on Sandy Beach. That belongs to the view portion. And he says, I want to tell SASPA to clean up their mess and stop the mining above the airport. He jammed them today on an independent speech a couple days ago. Mm-hmm, you understand? I wish you'd heard that tape.
I heard it.
He's telling them, but you know what he means there?
Yeah.
No investor come and take airport from Beaufort South. That's going to be St. Lucian. That's what he's trying to say. And he's the kind of guy, when he's doing his drama, he used a lot of smart little puns and satire.
That's right.
You understand? He's the best at it. That is a message he's sending to them. So now the DCA chairman is doing the same thing down at the marina. How could you put a helipad there with a big helicopter making noise all around that area there, where people and tourists are, where the marina is? What you gonna do? You don't put a helipad on the new hospital, but you put in a helipad there. So in other words, they put in that there for their friends. Mm-hmm. It's friends that get in that deal. And what about the solution who is from Gozile that's going to put all kinds of people to work that area? They rejected him. They never even asked him environmental assessment. They never did that. Okay? They just put until the 9th, if you have objections to the people that they gave that area to, write into them. The 9th is just next week, Pastor.
Week. Yes, it is next week.
And they're using small words on the board. Mm-hmm. So who's going to read that? Yeah? These people are corrupt. They have to stop it.
That's right.
And the same person who is deputy, the guy who is deputy chairman, is the guy that made the sale for the Peter land, which is family owned. He's the deputy of the DCA. So wrong square pegs in wrong holes. Yeah. How could that man how could this guy be on the DCA board? That's ridiculous. That's nepotism to the highest. Mm-hmm. You put us in a soup with this billionaire from Montreal, Robillard, and now you're there, doing all kinds of nonsense. That's why I played the song for them. This land is ours. Land, yeah. You cannot take that land. You understand? And solutions at Gozile have to wake up, because the common man and woman at Gozile, they don't know the impact of a helicopter. Okay? There's a lot of environmental problems when a helicopter is landing in an area like that every day, every afternoon, or maybe at night. You understand? And I think what they have in mind is to put a helicopter there to take tourists from there or people from there instead of using VG Airport. Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
That's what. So their helicopter go make a whole bunch of noise. that area is not suited for a helipad. It's not suited for it. They're wrong what they're doing. And the people of Gosley now have to stand up. How many people are they going to employ? Eh?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
Yep.
Going to build a chocolate factory. The chocolate factory that Hotel Chocolate has. I understand it's a good business for St. Lucia, visiting it, but it's not owned by St. Lucians. It's a foreign investment. Owners are from the foreign land. Yeah. I know who they are, some of them are, but I'm not going to say it on radio.
That's right.
Okay? But that hotel, that chocolate factory, that developer was proposing could probably have about 30 employees because he's going to have a restaurant next door. And he even offered to do the coastal area where the water is on Rodney Bay, waters on that part of the land there. They refused the man and said it was national security and it was put up for public use. People that could have write and get it. The man wrote to get it and they jammed him.
Wow.
That is wickedness.
It is to the highest level.
But anyhow, I just wanted to expose that, like how I did the Mount Pima situation,
Yes.
And I really thank you for suggesting that my show could go into more different areas.
Yeah, it should.
But of course,
it should.
I'm not doing live show.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a live show. I'm doing a show from a radio outlet. You understand?
Yep.
Most of the shows, like yours, is done at night.
Yep.
My show is done starting 3 o'clock.
3, yeah.
Now, 3 o'clock is Garfield, is a very touchy time.
It is.
To have a show.
Yes, it is.
But I'm surviving and hitting it to the best as I can.
That's right.
Because when I hit it, after I'm finished, people go and share it with their friends.
Yep. Your presentation is it's good, and sometimes you make me laugh a lot, I must tell you. You make me laugh a lot. Even today, today I had a good laugh today too,
But I tell you, I even said that. I used your clip. And I said, I hope you agree with the clip I used.
Oh,
yours.
Mean, please, anytime.
I used it for quite a bit,
Yeah,
when
anytime.
You were giving a serious commentary on why St. Lucians are the way they are, and nobody's understanding that this place is going down and rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have to know in St. Lucia that if this government keeps up what they're doing, Philip J. Penn is not going to tell us the warning the ambassador of the United States who is in Barbados, the warning he gave him. They're not going to say it. And not only that, St. Lucia again is on the CBI, for the EU. They're after them again.
Wow.
You understand? St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and 3 others. You understand? These guys have to stop doing what they're doing.
True.
And the amazing thing, from the time they had the CIP in St. Lucia, you ever heard they tell you how much money they made?
No. They were complaining that Shaston was not doing that, but he was not being transparent,
So what? Did they tell you how much money they made for jazz? Or if they lost for jazz last year?
No.
Tell you if they made money for carnival? No. They don't tell you these things.
No.
You understand?
All this is to the solution people is that they were sold out online for jazz, and that's the story. That's the end of the story.
If you sold out for jazz, you should be proud to let St. Lucians know the great money you make for being sold out, $100 US a ticket, what they do, they buy about, when they have that 100 US, they buy about close to about different amount of tickets for the constituencies that are in their favor, and they give it out.
I got you.
That's one of the tricks they have.
So they gotta be sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. Yeah, and the common man that cannot pay 100 US for a ticket, which is $200.
That's right.
He's so happy to get one, and not only that, he sells it sometimes for $50.
Shame.
You hear that?
Mm.
If a constituency member gives me a ticket, gives them a ticket to go to jazz. This man never been to jazz in his life. You get me? So he takes a ticket and sells it for $50. I know that. That's a fact. You understand? And I say, well, what state of affairs? But I hope you continue letting the people know the information, honest information, truth and fact.
Yeah.
And continue to work every night.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You understand?
Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. And thank you for your service.
And thank you for even letting the people know about my show.
Yes.
I'm in a lonely corner that's just small information and education.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, brother. Thank you for calling. Yes. Okay. Right. That was E.T. Connect from Sky FM calling in program. I was just mentioning his name, and then the phone went off. There he was, and his concern is the helipad that might be installed there in Grozile, and lands that, we have a problem in the country with lands. St. Lucia, you have a problem with lands. It seems as though that the local people are being squeezed out of their lands. Some of them have been on the lands all their lives. Their grandparents, their mother, their fathers were on these properties, generations on the lands. And so look at View Fort. Now we're following that development there in View Fort, where we're hearing that the church, I believe is the Anglican Church, wants to hand over the properties to the government. But there are citizens who are living on these lands, who have been on these lands. And if it is the case, as I said last night, then why would the church priority would not be to donate those lands to the individuals who have been on these lands for decades? That would be my question as a church. Why? Why is that not so? Yeah? And so I want to congratulate the Soufriere bus drivers. The View Fort Soufriere bus drivers came out today and they launched a strike against the government and the road condition. And I would say something to Stevenson King. This is just ridiculous, sir. That you were the infrastructure minister under the Alan Chastney administration. You are now the infrastructure minister under the SLP administration. And you act as though you're not aware of anything that is happening in your department, that people are going over you, people are going around you. That was your concern. But I'm just realizing why these guys had to go around you, over you, under you, anywhere just to get ahead of you, because you were not doing anything. You were delaying the projects. And no wonder and St. Lucians, you need to listen a little more. Mr. King kept telling you guys during the campaign that guy was doing his work. You wasn't paying attention. The question would have been, why is Guy doing your job for you when you are the minister? And when I listened to Shaston, I believed him when he said that they respected the guy. They gave him all the respect that was needed. And King need to know that, yes, he's a former prime minister, but he was not the prime minister during the Alan Shaston reign. Alan Shaston was the prime minister. And I understand egos and everything, that you don't want to, you're a prime minister, so you should be treated specially. And that's the corruption that we speak about. When you think that you're entitled to be ahead of the line, you're entitled to become whatever you want, whatsoever is in your head. And that was your problem. And so when we look at our roads condition in the country, this is beyond ridiculous. And I would speculate and go as far as saying that our roads conditions have caused the lives of innocent St. Lucian citizens. While I would blame alcohol for a lot of our road incidents, we also got to blame the government, who is responsible to provide safe roads for the people. And they are not. That's just the truth. Look at Castries, for example. Look at Castries. Now, I'm a blogger here in the United States, and I've been there to St. Lucia. I walked in Castries. I drove in Castries. I went into some tunnels in the roads. I went into some serious. There is one road that I try to avoid like a plague in Denry, close to the field, when you pass the Church of God. My Jimmy, where, listen to me, it's just beyond ridiculous that you elect leaders, you elect individuals to work in your interests, and instead they spend all their time cussing off whoever they want to curse off, and the work is not being done. So it seems to me that Stephenson King cannot chew gum and work. He got to stop, chew the gum, then fall asleep. Look at our roads, friends. This is no joke. Every St. Lucians and visitors are being affected. Tula, Tupala, you have to jump from one into another one. You got to choose which pothole is the best option. Ek dele ou ka Henry tell me wrong. Tout aba boudin motocar ka wete ate. And there is nowhere you can go. There is no one you can hold accountable or responsible for your damage. That is just sad, and this is the state of affair in the country. Now, we spoke about national security. Now, let me go back to our bus drivers. I am happy that our bus drivers muster the guts to stand up and say enough is enough. And it sounds to me like you're going to see more of our transport people coming forward and say to government, fix it. And fix it now. No excuse, no more excuse. The year have already started. This is the year of infrastructure, you said. Last year had a lot of rain, so you couldn't fix the roads last year because of a lot of rain. So you said this year is going to be year of infrastructure. It sounds to me like you are not expecting any rain this year. Because if last year you couldn't fix it because of rain, but this year you can fix it, then I would think that you got some special report from the Met Office saying to you this year is a better year to do the roads. So, I'm beginning to think that Zoka peut just simply see Sevi Papi show. You are taking the St. Lucian people for granted. And that, my friend, is not a good thing to do. because you are causing people their lives and their livelihood. Because when the St. Lucians got to buy an extra tire that they did not have to buy, the tire was good. All they did was drive on the government road, not on their private land, they're driving, or the private driveway. And by the way, some private roads in St. Lucia are much better than government roads. Driving on the government roads, it is a headache. No wonder everybody is frustrated and angry and everything, because people are feeling it. When you got to buy rubbers and tires and parts and bearings and all the different tie rod ends and shocks and all the other things that is associated with your tire, with the shock, with the part of your vehicle, then it's frustrating, because these parts are not cheap. And not only that they're not cheap, there's a 2.5% in their skin. And there is a VAT in their skin. And then there is a gas tax in their skin. And there is the gas itself in their skin. So all how you look at it, St. Lucia, Zokapwe Plok. And the sad thing is that when you speak, there is always some hacks in a corner ready to kill you and to cuss you and to fight you and to tell you about your mother, your cousin, and how ugly you look. I heard a man on social media, a man, well, supposed to be a man. And I'll tell you why I said supposed to. I saw a man speaking on behalf of the Labour Party, looked at me and said on his life, Galeta Monsieur. That's what he's referring to me as. Mwene aleta. Now I'm going somewhere. So when you speak, you have a leta. So this SLP human being looked at a respectful gentleman like me, Biedubut, manage chapter marks afijaimwe. Pearson poko awete mwe up to now. Ekika ve mwe digaleta mwe. So mwene aleta. Because I am speaking and advocating and agitating on behalf of those who want to talk but are afraid that you will tell them about their later. It's a shame. It's an abomination. It's evil. And when I think of it, which man would give another man that type of mepui? Tell me about it. Which man will give another man that kind of mepui and tell the man galetai? That's about guy. Say, you meet some miserable women, females. You are bitter. You koto ro. Se femme sa même qui ka di fè se bagay sa, ka di galeta madame sa, galeta monsieur, masawe yo. Me le an nom ka di sa, then all fall down. A bagay, something is wrong and need to be inspected and need to be evaluated, because men don't tell men galetayo. But let's go on to some of the major issues. So we speak about freedom of expression, freedom of choice, freedom, yes, of conscience. freedom of religion. Yeah? And one of the freedoms that is being eroded daily in St. Lucia, and you should be concerned about it, is the freedom of the citizens to express themselves and to petition the government. And that's why I said sometime today that it seems to me that most St. Lucians have their own constitution that they walk around with. Because when a certain party is in power, we go by the constitution. When another party is in power, constitution mem plat dong platate, just like most St. Lucians know. And you must admit, ou plat dong platate, se bougla futo a kalot, yo futo a kout bagay a baboudon, and up to now you can't catch yourself. Because which government, friends, would remove a scanner or remove the dogs that were successful? And this was reported on by the police themselves, that the dogs were very successful. Now, the government knew that the scanners were tampered with, and I would say it was tampered with, because scanners don't just stop there and throw water on themselves or throw liquid on themselves. The last time I checked, a scanner is not a robot. And even though it was a robot pa abwe. Robot pa vole. Robots are not engaged in some of the crimes that we see the humans doing. And so, the scanners were tampered with. And I guarantee you, St. Lucians, I would say it 100 times, that I can almost guarantee you that those scanners were not tampered with by surveillance, by our regular John Brown or Teresa Ash. No, nobody walked in from the streets and damaged the scanners. They would have been arrested for tampering with state property and charged, whether with vandalism or whatever it is. And that's why I got some calls today. I can't say what it was. But all I can say is that there's a whole set of hanky-panky going on in our legal system. And St. Lucia, I am not peddling lies on this platform. Your national security is compromised. Your border security, compromised. Compromised. And I'll tell you a bad combination. A bad combination is a broken home, broken society, young people on the brink, generation of vipers, and a broken national security system. That's a bad combination. Because you have a lot of fellas out there who want to get their hands on a gun, and there are a lot who know how to get them those guns. And many of those people, I suspect, are individuals who are being paid. Paid. Taxpayers' funds. And I always say, if you're in a job and you feel the money is not the right money, Leave the people work. Don't hold on and do foolishness. And I'm saying that we need an overhaul. And I heard Mr. Shastny speaking about putting a border security system in place, a homeland security, putting, a new agency together to deal with border patrol, border security. Then we found out that the radars are not working in the country. So wait a minute. How can a country be secured without a radar system? How can your borders be protected and manned without a radar system? Tell me, what do you do in the absence of a radar system? You have lighthouse in the sea? How do you manage the waters between St. Vincent and St. Lucia? How do you manage the waters between Martinique and St. Lucia? How do you do that? And why are you so surprised that there are illegal firearms all over your country? And ammunition. How do you know? How comes you don't know that if your radar is not working, your boats had no engines, the scanners are broken, the dogs is removed, it sounds like a setup. It sounds like something intentional, because if I come home and I meet my lock broken, my camera's removed, the DVR is removed, the recorder for the camera is removed, my dog is gone, my firearm is gone, then we have a problem. We have a problem. It means that somebody is trying to take away my vision. Somebody is trying to remove any trace of fingering them. And when we use the word finger, pointing at them. So any equipment or anything that would point a finger at me, I will get it out of the way so that I can do what I have to do. Brave St. Lucians, and let me tell you something. Some of you need a canine to manage your brain, because I cannot understand for the life of me that the press is not outraged. The citizens are just sitting calm while they have no security around them. And my question again to the government of St. Lucia: what happened to the radar? What went wrong with it? Tell the St. Lucian people, what was the problem? Did they throw water in it too? Well, it's supposed to be waterproof, of course. Did they unplug it? Did they blow it out? Did they remove a part from it? Why was it not working? A country should never be without a radar for a second, far less an hour. And apart from the radar not working, scanner damaged. How was it damaged? Give us a report. Tell the St. Lucian people why the scanner and the radar was damaged. But no, you St. Lucians, all you do is talk about women underwear. You talk about all kind of nastiness, who thief people cow when they were young, who don't have pastoral degree or nothing, who is a sukunya, Magie blanc, magie rouge. That's the conversation you want to have. Always in people business, but your own business, you ain't watching. You're not minding your own business. You have no scanners, no radar. That's your business. And don't tell me imagine who did it. Zobo laisse bagay sa. Qui laisse imaginer? What? The imaginer fly and run into the radar and crash it? Was there a imaginer or a report of a witch that run in with a broom in the radar? Is there a report? Somebody messed with our security equipment. And you think that the Royal St. Lucia Police Force would do an investigations and report back to the citizens of the country? Was there a leak in the building and water fell in it? Tell us so we wouldn't speculate. So, a government comes in and add insult to injury. The final security that we have, which is the last piece of security we have at our ports, which is the dog, they let the dogs out. So the question is, who let the dogs out and why the dogs were let out? And if I find out whoever minister recommended that we cancel the dog service, we should ensure as St. Lucians that you never work in government again. Yes. You know how much money St. Vincent spent on their national security? $1 billion. St. Vincent so far have experienced 3 murders for the year. Because Ralph Gonsalve don't play. Ralph Gonsalve have what he instituted, a black squad. When the black squad shows up in St. Vincent, you have to run off the island and walk on water like Jesus. Because it's not going to be nice. And I believe the black squad reports directly to the Prime Minister. And Ralph Gonsalve patrols his water. So, my question now is, who recommended the removal of the dogs? Was it the Commissioner of Police? Was it the port chief? Was it the police? Who recommended the removal of the dogs? Question Samem. We need answers. Because, why we need answers? Because we have a national security emergency in the land, and all we are hearing from our national security chief, I don't know. If you all have any ideas, tell me. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I can't do it. You all want me to serve crime? It's not me. I don't know. And then today he says that the police have all the authority to do their work. They are all their authority. Who gave them authority to do their work? You? Police are police, and police supposed to do what they're supposed to do as police. So the man said, I am not a police. That's our chief police, really, our chief security man in the country says to you that he's not a police, is his father. So, in other words, he's telling St. Lucians, go and talk to my father at the cemetery. He will advise you all. I can't tell you all nothing. I don't know what to do. You all tell me what to do. And while I must tell you the truth, there are some of these young boys who are menace to our society. And they have been encouraged to be menace in our society, to be little terrors in our society, terrorizing the entire community to the point where St. Lucia is in danger. St. Lucia is in danger of being blacklisted. Do you understand how serious this is? You have a compromised security system force. I reported something to the police in November of last year. And I've been calling and calling to get answers and updates. Brethren, not a word, not a word, not a word. And I just realized why we have a lot of young men sitting at Bodiley who are innocent, I'm sure, some of them, and they're sitting there because maybe their police guy who took their case is either dead, fired, not working anymore, in the United States on vacation, on permanent leave, regular leave, whatever leave, 100 years leave, and they got to languish in the prison until the leave is over or there's a resurrection. And that is justice in the land? Is that justice in the land? And when the flabber talk, you indiscreet SLPs want to say to them, shut them out. No. Nobody's mouth is going to be shut. Our mouths cannot be shut because there's a crisis in the land. I don't know how many times we got to say it, but bagay pabo. Look at a little Millennium Highway. They said yesterday, they said no, last year, they said to us, well, we are going to strike. We are going to strike on you all. I'm going to join you all in a strike. We're going to march. We're going to protest. Corporal Tesla. Where's the protest, Mr. Pear? You said you're going to protest against the Honorable Stephenson King, your infrastructure minister. You say you're going to protest against him because it's his ministry. And up to now, we don't know what is the problem, on the Millennium Highway. You don't say nothing to us. You said the road will re-begin. Everything is okay now. They're going forward with rapid speed. And then we hear now in this season, well, we are very not happy. I'm not happy. We're not satisfied. And you wasn't satisfied last year either. And let me ask you a question. Did the Millennium Highway just sneak up on you all yesterday? Was it? You have the same infrastructure minister, that's my point. But you act as though the Millennium Highway just started overnight. You stopped the Grosley Highway and you did not see the Millennium Highway needed attention. You know the Grosley Highway didn't need any help from you. It was financed. Yeah, it was financed. Everything was in place for the roads. But maliciously what you did is that you interfere in something that had no problem at all because you were looking for bubble. But you did not see the bubble on the Millennium Highway that they couldn't get it off. And you went to the airport looking for trouble up there, and you ain't find no trouble. You started talking about piling. You don't even know what piling is. If you don't know what a police dog is, or you don't even know what policing is, you think it's the airport you will know what piling is? Yeah? So you don't know what piling is. You say the piling costs millions of dollars. Well, sir, the piling would last for years. Sir. And the bigger you build your airport is the better for St. Lucia and the rest of the world. Because when you have a delayed flight, imagine sometimes you go to the airport, short, tell my guy, sir, you there sweating, you standing up, you have nowhere to sit, you have to go in the parking lot and sit on the side, on the rail, you have to put yourself on the grass, there is nowhere for you to entertain yourself, to say you'll go sit down, drink some cocoa tea, because your flight delayed. Nowhere to go, and when you check in, you can't turn. If you get up, you lose your seat. If you go to get food, you lose your seat. And you don't have choices in food. Saujen Chebe. So you can imagine. You can imagine the frustration of our visitors lining up outside in hot heat trying to get to a plane. L'applicato be on pour courir motel le plane là ou mouillé, and plus the AC in the plane, you have to bear it out. You start sneezing, mun kagado wa kali se corona uni. All because, of a government with no vision. So you look, sir, for problems at Uranora, you ain't find none. The only thing that you found was that you never knew that there were upstairs and downstairs airport. Well, if you only travel to Marsha, what you expect? They told me people are still using plastic bags in that community. It's bad. It's not good. So he says in his findings at the airport, who built upstairs and downstairs airport, 2 stories airport? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? I never knew that airports had 2 layers, upstairs and downstairs. And that's the problem that you found, And then you go to St. Jude's and you look at both buildings, you call one a box, and you look at about 11, 12 buildings and you say, wow, these are beautiful. This would be a beautiful hospital for Vieux-Fort. But moi, si ou malade, c'est pas là au Calais, you going where? You going overseas or you going Tapio? You not going to St. Jude's, but you have such vision, and you have so much flavor and taste for buildings and for the architectural designs of buildings that you couldn't see that the airport was a beautiful airport that St. Lucians were going to get. You could not see that the building that you call the box that is hunting you right now, Upasadomi, the same building that you call the box, you no longer call it the box. Right now is the UWP that is calling it the box. Because once Utushesa is the box now. So you said, well, I finished with the airport. I never knew about upstairs and downstairs airport. We got to scale back on the airport. So let us now go to St. Jude's. And you said, well, all these beautiful 11, 12 buildings are nice buildings. Beautiful. Yes, my friend. We're going to use these instead. And guess what you did? You send all your acolytes and your archbishops and prophets, political prophets. You send them over to do a review and a report on St. Jude. You already told them during the campaign, after the campaign, and when you give them the orders, that is the old St. Jude you're going in. So you send them to do a report, and then you said, well, we have come to the conclusion we are using the old St. Jude buildings and we will not use the box. Now, you understand what I just said there sounds stupid to me. That you send some people, you already know what building you're going to look at, you know. But you send them to tell you that it is okay to use the building that you told them that you want to use, and you don't want to use the car park and the box. Because you said the box is leaking. So I would reckon that the box is no longer leaking. And it's no longer a box. Because you took piece from it, so it's no longer a box. I don't know what it is now. It's a cheesecake or cheese stick cake. I don't know what it is. But it's no longer a box. It's a new building now. And that's the confusion, St. Lucians. That's the confusion. That you got to deal with in your country. Why? Because you elect leaders with no vision. And that's just the truth. No vision. They don't build for the future. And then they go at the at the roundabout in Susie. Or is it Susie or Millennium Highway? And imagine, I heard that the bridge is a 3-lane bridge. And you downgrade the road, so the 3-lane bridge goes into a 2-lane bridge. My shame whereby I come. I have never heard that. And that is vision. That is vision. St. Lucian Suwelita Castri. If you go to the bushes of Africa, you swear you're in paradise. Compare to the state of the city. I walked in the city, Tobe government house, close to the House of Assembly. All the sidewalk was blocked with umbrellas. I could have lose my eyes just walking there and trip over myself. No sidewalk, because somebody said to them, a government minister said to them, y'all can vend anywhere in Castries. That's how it's done all over the world. No, sir. It's not done all over the world. It is done in Castries. The rest of the world, it looks different. They can't block sidewalks. And not only that, if they block sidewalks and I fall down, then whoever owns that building will have to pay me for the rest of my life. That's how it is here in the United States, sir. But when I fall down in front of the House of Assembly, tout bagay finish, moi fini. All fall down, moi plat down plat at terre, tout bagay finish. So that's not how it is done all over the world. What I will say to you is that what the plans that Mr. Chastney had for the development of the country was a great one. It was a bold one. And I'm sorry that you and your government have put us back 5 years behind. 5 years behind. Airport should have been on the way finishing. Millennium Highway finished. Grosley Highway finished. St. Jude's finished. And we're focusing on building other things in the country. Now, we got to still deal with the Millennium Highway, still deal with the airport, still deal with the hospital, still deal with all our roads on the island. broken infrastructure. And all you do is to show ribbon cutting for a bridge. Ribbon cutting all over the country. Well, groundbreaking, you call it, eh? And you expect St. Lucians to just applaud you as the visionary leader in the country. One thing I can tell you, St. Lucians, that this government is very good on drama in the House. That one I can give them credit for that. Drama? Brethren, we had drama for the past 2.5 years like we have never seen it before. Drama? On day one, Mr. Speaker said, I want to let you know that all of our sessions will be on time. I want to let you know that I'm putting the speakers outside the building again. Ajumutan Speaker, we're going to remove them. We're going to cut off the broadcast.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
All fall down. We used to wait an hour before the House of Assembly start. Hour after schedule. And then a whole set of missed bills and messed up and bills that need amendment and hundreds of amendments and back and forth because nobody is taking their time. All of them just want a piece of Chastney. Just a piece of him they want. One came and he spoke about accent. I know of St. Lucians who have never left St. Lucia. And they have the best American accent in the world. That's nothing new. Jobec so like to yank. Yes, like to yank. Henry yank. But you're concerned about Mr. Chastney's accent while the country is in need of attention. Sugar. Can't find sugar. I found out that there's a shortage of garlic and onions. Found out there is no white sugar in the country. And the excuse is that, well, it's for medical reasons. So you take away the freedom of the citizens. You take away the choices of the citizens. And I hear small business people crying. Small businesses complaining, no sugar to do their business, to make their little lime juice and their little juices. When I went to St. Lucia, I saw a lot of people selling local drinks. I drank a lot of them in Castries. Around the courts area there, by the Adventist church, I saw some fellows selling their local drinks. I buy their drinks even though it's too expensive. But St. Lucians, our whole cause of Pabon. And you had this guy, what's his name? Peter, Aaron is his name. The guy who went up in one of those parties. And the guy said that Mr. Chastney did not show up for the Black Lives Matters march. So that is a reflection of Mr. Chastney. And that's why I tell you, you need a new breed of politicians in your country. Politicians that fears the Lord. Politicians that not smoking and drinking the way some of them fellas do. Because in Bible time, the kings and those fellas couldn't drink too much strong drinks. Their minds had to be clear. The priests could not have touched strong drinks. But them fellas spend more taxpayers' money drinking, entertaining themselves all over the place. Every time you see them, they're speaking nonsense, they're garbage. Look at the decisions that are being made. A man took a loan. Can't tell St. Lucians how much it's going to cost to finish the hospital. But took a loan before even getting approval for the construction. You have a loan in your hand. You get the loan and then you go for approval for your plans. And it's like the government is walking backwards. Our legal system. Our legal system is in a mess. Cases backlog. And thank God I am seeing a lot of SLP former supporters coming out and they're saying, we don't like this. We really don't like this. This is not good. We are ashamed. We must say we are ashamed. And we got to do something quickly. Which means that there must be a reshuffling of cabinet ASAP. So very soon I suspect you're going to hear that there is a reshuffling of cabinet because people are not feeling the leadership in the country. You know, in time of crisis, people lead. During the COVID, Chasney led from the front. He was never missing in action. He was always there in your face on social media, giving you information. We have a medical disaster on our hand too. And the CMO comes out and whispers something, and the rest of our minister of Brethren, let me give you all some ideas. Right? My idea of leadership in the country. When there's a crisis, Mr. Prime Minister, let's say there is a health crisis in the country. Like what we have now, there is one. You want to address the nation, sir. And you don't want to come like a clown to address them, to tell them about re-beginning and you apologize and you don't apologize. And Chasney and those online, and I'm not a police, and I don't know, and lies. Listen to me. That's not what we want to hear in a time of crisis. This is how you do it, sir. You organized, you get the CMO, you get your health minister, you call an address, you have an address to the nation, and you allow yourself, the CMO, and even the national disaster people, you allow all of them to address St. Lucians. That's how you do it, sir. When there's a security crisis, you get yourself, your Attorney General, you get your Commissioner of Police, you get your fire guy, the head of the fire department, you get your people, and you come together and you address the citizens of the country. That's how you do it, sir. Not come into a press room and clunging around with reporters. I mean, what is this? And what's going on with this with this new tax proposal bill, it gone dead all of a sudden? It's not Chastney anymore? No? And the 2.5% tax, how is that going? And you're looking for a lockbox. Have you found a lockbox? Did you check the last loan payment for roads, for infrastructure? Maybe you'll find it there, sir. But it's not under the Prime Minister's chair or his desk. So you're looking for a piggy bank. And of course it will be empty if it is repaying loans. And you see, you don't explain nothing to the general public. You play politics, you play games with everything, and you try to bamboozle the citizens of the country. So there is no clarity in the land. Everything is confusing. Every time you guys speak, there's confusion in the minds of the people. We have a looming health crisis. We have a major national security crisis. Because we don't know if we get up, by the way, before we go to bed tonight, what news we're going to get. 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot. We don't know. We're just waiting. You declared View Fort a state of emergency. An area of interest. You classify the area, and there have been crimes in every other community, and there is no classification. So it's a bunch of clown show that is going on in the country. Oh, so the noise and chulala. Yeah, we have to go in the house, and you went and blah, 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 and you talk and go on and blah, blah, blah. And you jab Mr. Chastney in the meantime. But how is that working out for the citizens of the country? When I say the country, I mean Grosile, Castries, everywhere else. Why View Fort is the only area that you are classifying a state of emergency? As far as I'm concerned, the entire country is in a state of emergency. The entire country is in a state of emergency. Entire country. And I'm staying out here. Somebody said they want Dennis Springer.
Depuis, mon passe après manger bêtise ça. Depuis, mon passe après manger bêtise ça.
But wait, y'all said, Lucia, y'all can take the magie bêtise because we don't hear you all voice like that. Yeah? The Daya Mall. What is going on with the Daya Mall? Huh? What's going on with the Daya Mall? What's happening up there? Let me remind you all of something, eh?
Yes, go ahead.
If this, as it is, or maybe a few changes are done, and this goes through the final process where it's drafted finally, as for legislation to be passed in Parliament, it will then be brought to your attention, I guess, then. And this finally goes through, it means you're in agreement with what the former Prime Minister initiated.
When I see the draft, I'm in agreement with what he initiated. Of course I'm in agreement with it. I'm in agreement with it. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Of course, because how you can have 12 pieces of legislation for tax in this country? Investors are confused. Everybody's confused. You got to go for income tax, this and that, house tax, property tax, VAT tax. You put all of it in one bill. That's a brilliant idea.
But it's inconceivable.
Take his microphone and usher him out.
Now, so it is what it is. Sometimes we get confused by our politicians. But let's listen to a clip from the Honorable Alan Chasney.
Am I confident about the quality of education and the healthcare systems? We must also ask ourselves, is it easier to get a job now than before? And am I satisfied with the government's management of the state assets, and in particular, our roads? If your answer, like mine, is a resounding no, then it's clear that our sweet St. Lucia is heading in the wrong direction. In 2016, United Workers' Party, under my leadership, pledged to build a new St. Lucia. We promised you, the people of this country, that with your support, we would make St. Lucia the best place to live, work, invest, and visit. We knew it would not be easy, but we were committed to this ideal. We recognized to fulfill this vision and to become the nation that we are destined to be, we could no longer continue doing things the same way and expect meaningful progress. That is why we developed a 10-year plan to provide affordable quality healthcare, a globally competitive education system, a safe environment, an economic opportunity for all.
And folks, just to let you know, right, that all these areas pinpointed by the opposition leader, Mr. Chasney, these are the exact areas that we're having problems with right now. Do you realize that? And he's right. You got to change your approach. You cannot, to the many problems that plague the country, you cannot deal with crime by only giving vehicles to the police. You cannot only deal with crime by building police stations in Grosley and all over the place, and let's say you build all these police stations, give them vehicle, and the individuals who are manning these resources are not trained, a bunch of bobblies, indisciplined, some of them, rude, tired, burnt out. And let's be clear, I don't believe you have enough police officers in the country to man the country's problems. I believe, just like St. Vincent, $1 billion should be invested in our security, national security system. You need a central station in the country. And I keep saying that you need a station, central station, that is high-tech, that you can have visual of every area in the country. 2, you need a military helicopter in the country. You need a military helicopter in the country for the police, for national security. Why the small country like St. Lucia don't have a helicopter for the police? Don't ask me. Why we do not have a central station with eyes all over the country, especially in hotspots? I don't know. I really don't. Why do we not have mobile police stations? I don't know. I really don't know. So we are way behind. A matter of fact, let me tell you something. The police should have eyes on our airports from Central Station. The police should have eyes on our banks from Central Station. The police should have eyes on major in major hotspots in the country, malls. It is, listen to me, when you equip the police with those type of high-tech stuff, you will see the difference in the country. You would see the difference, and I don't like how you all select commissioner of police. My turn, your turn, not my turn. Sometimes they can't even write a report. But it's my turn, your turn, his turn, them turn. You can't even write a traffic ticket, you want to be commissioner? And I'm not speaking about this commissioner that we have. I don't know anything about her. But it is time for us to elect our police commissioners. It is time for us to elect them through a system where they be evaluated before they become candidates, and they be checked out properly, and then they be placed on the ballots in every community. Which means that the commissioner would have to speak to the citizens of the country and present their plans and their ideas for policing in the nation. Every week you have a different commissioner. One come in for this week, she go back out. Another one come in, she come take over from this one, and back and forth. Look at our governor general. No panic governor general. Who is the governor general? You have a temporary governor general. The electoral office, La Pani head. Everybody is temporary. It is time for us to invest in the policing and national security of the country. Nobody should be able to come into our waters with us not knowing. Nobody should sneak up on St. Lucians. No boat should sneak in to the country at the dead of night, sneak in. No. Let's listen to the former Prime Minister.
An autocratic government that has betrayed the trust of the people and is bent on dictatorship and victimization. We've witnessed the complete mismanagement of the economy. Nepotism, deceit, hypocrisy, dishonesty, blatant corruption at an unprecedented level, and the flagrant abuse of our civil rights, all in the name of protecting the victory. We've witnessed anyone daring to stand up to this government being brutally attacked. We see it every day on social media and on shows.
And not only that, Mr. Chasney, let's talk about KKRR for a minute. KKRR switched from the party, and he removed his red, put on his yellow, and the fella's threatening the man, insulting him. The man can't even speak. Martin, when I come to read your comment, now I was you. But you can't speak in the country. You can't. You're being threatened. But when they were in opposition, they were in the streets, they were everywhere, bullying and pushing police officers to go on private lands. They were on the beach protesting. Jack don't want me to bathe on the beach. They were in the boulevard with Black Lives Matters, with their foot on the ground, kneeling to the trees. They took over social media by storm. They took over the media. Who was speaking on behalf of the UWP? Scarcely anybody. Them fellas had carpeted the entire media space, shouting and screaming until they started beating pots and pans. Call the elections! They went into churches, disrupted the service. They were loud. They were dangerous because it was COVID and they were out there spreading COVID.
In the public service, many experienced and professionals have been marginalized and replaced by party supporters. And we also see the repeated attempts to silence the opposition in Parliament. Despite this, members of the United Workers' Party remain committed to being the voice of those who cannot defend themselves and will continue to fight for the freedom, our civil rights, and the rule of law. Ladies and gentlemen, it is evident that our country is currently going through one of the toughest economic times in its history. However, it is clear this current crisis has been self-inflicted by a government that has no plan and no vision for our country. They've been clueless in how to respond to the impact of inflation and the global conflicts that have created a threat to our economy. Instead of protecting vulnerable households and the poorest of the poor, the government's incompetence has worsened the situation by deliberately allowing the price of fuel, cooking gas, bus fares, and bread to increase, and in some cases, permanently. Contrast this with 2020, when we faced COVID-19, the most severe pandemic the world had ever experienced, resulting in a global economic catastrophe. During this difficult time, our top priority was to ensure that our senior citizens and the most vulnerable had access to food, and that our displaced workers had the necessary funds to take care of their families and daily expenses.
You know what? Those same displaced workers that was helped, they turned around and voted him out. Very same people were so blinded by the rhetoric that, and right now they're crying. They're complaining. Some, they're ashamed to complain because of all what they have said in the past. Said a lot of stuff. Brethren, I have never seen a government after 2.5 years looking like a lame duck government. Honestly, I have never seen that in my lifetime. I've never seen that. Well, it look like they're just out of ideas. They're just burning time. You know, they're just cutting ribbons. They're just digging soil and just going with the pace, running with torch, jazz, carnival. And now they find out that they might not have enough rooms for jazz and carnival. How come you're planning and you don't know you're not going to have enough rooms? How you do this? How do you do this? I'm going to read your comments, folks, and then some of you got to go to your bed. Let's read your comments. Andrea, you behaving yourself? Let's read the comments. The lines are open, by the way, 929-586-1821. That number will get you live on the air so that you can show your concerns. A lot of you you're all afraid to speak on social media. Create a number. Call the number. Traveling the world, and that's true, traveling the world. Do you know that the Labour Party government have increased traveling expenses by thousands of dollars? Do you know that? Well, I'm telling you, That's the truth. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Good night, Brother Garfield. How you doing? And good night to all your listeners and viewers, particularly the chat room. Very active and exciting and engaging.
I know. I love them.
I love the comments in the chat room. You're giving Timothy Polio some competition, Brother Garfield.
Oh my God, I feel honored to be among.
I heard this short fella. The sky.
Sorry, the sky falling.
Brother yeah. Brother Garfield, I posed a question to you, I think it was last week, with regards to the electoral office.
Electoral, yes. By the way, I found out that was true.
Okay.
You were right.
This is I will not use your platform to spread propaganda or to spread lies. This is concerning and worrying to us as members and supporters of UWP. Here it is that we have an electoral office that's supposed to be administering elections. And we pride ourselves as a country of free and fair elections. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And to tell me that you went ahead and the gentleman who once held that position as chief elections officer went on retirement. Rather than appoint a chief elections officer to man the department so that it can work efficiently, so that people can have confidence in our electoral office, that when they call a general election, that there's going to be free and fair elections. What did this government do? This wicked, clueless Labour Party government, they brought back the gentleman on a 1-year contract. But to advise who? There's no chief elections officer, so who is he advising? Because when you appoint consultants supposed to advise somebody. You do consultancy. But who is this person, this individual consulting? So you brought him in, you gave him a contract, a 1-year contract, to advise nobody. And from my information, Brother Garfield, there are persons within the ranks of the electoral office who are competent enough, who are knowledgeable enough, who have the expertise to be appointed chief elections officer. But this Labour Party government, politics again, they will refuse to appoint these people because maybe whoever they appoint may not do their bidding. And I'm not accusing anyone, may not do their bidding. So rather than appoint a chief elections officer, they brought back this gentleman, put him on a 1-year contract. Mind you, he's retired. And this is the problem you keep saying. We have young people, competent, who are qualified, who want a job. Place them in the position. Give them that opportunity to make a difference. No. A guy who has retired, did his years of service at the electoral office. He went on retirement. You brought him back as a consultant, and the position is vacant. I will continue to highlight that issue, Brother Garfield, because it's important. We cannot overlook that. We can do all the organization, that's the UWP, all the mobilization. If we do not pay close attention to the electoral office, we're in trouble. And this is why I keep bringing it up time and time again. We need to put pressure on Philip JPA and this administration, this wicked, clueless Labour Party government to fix that electoral office. I'm appealing to the executive of the United Workers' Party, our party, to pay close attention to the electoral office.
Yeah.
Because there could be a lot of shenanigans that can happen at the election time. And we can, like I said, we can do all the groundwork. We can do all the hard work. If we do not pay close attention to institutions like and I'm not accusing anybody, I'm just sounding an alarm, then alert. If we do not pay close attention to the electoral office, we can lose this election. This general election that is coming, I'm hearing on the ground that it's imminent. There may be an election between June and September. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true is that. Rumor has it on the ground. We have to get ourselves organized. We know that, but organization is important, yes. But we have to pay close attention to the electoral office. We have to ensure that we have persons there who are administering fairness at the election. I'm not accusing the staff there have been dishonest. I'm just saying we have to pay close attention to the electoral office. That situation where we do not have a chief elections officer, by the way, we need to check if this is constitutional. Because from my information, that there's a electoral commission in place.
Yes, there is.
But who is the commission reporting to? There's no chief elections officer. So is that commission, electoral commission, constitutional?
Who is the chairperson?
I don't know.
Who is the chairperson of that commission? Lourdes Francis?
I don't know who is the commission. The chairman of the electoral commission. I don't know. With this Labour Party government, everything is a secret. Secret. The same way when Emma went to meet GPH, the investors, she said it was a secret meeting she had with them. And up to now, the people of Soufrière don't know what she agreed to with regards to the Soufrière waterfront. So everything for this Labour Party government is secrecy. So I don't know. Timothy Fuller said he doesn't even know who is on the electoral commission. Times gone by, that is public information. Everybody would know who is the chief elections officer. Everybody would know who are the members of the electoral commission. I don't know. Maybe we can go on the government website and maybe do some investigation and find out. But for me, I don't know if there's an electoral commission, and if there is an electoral commission, who are the members? I don't know. But we have to pay close attention. And sorry if I sound like a stuck record on this issue, but I am hitting it home because it's very, very concerning to me.
Well, Ian, somebody's saying that this is a constitutional position that cannot remain open. It cannot be vacant.
Yeah, it cannot be vacant, but as we speak, the position is vacant.
But how long it has been vacant?
This position has been vacant for almost a year and a half. From my information, the gentleman went on retirement last year, and he was brought, year before, and he was brought back sometime last year. My information is that his contract ends in October, sometime in October. I don't know if they're going to renew his contract. That's the gentleman they brought back who was on retirement and made him a consultant. I do not know. But the point is, sorry again if I keep talking about this issue, but it's very, very concerning to me and should be concerning to every supporter of DWP and St. Lucians right hand alike. Because we're talking about the department that is responsible for managing our electoral office. We're talking about our democracy here, Brother Garfield. So I want you to keep hitting it home. We have to apply the pressure and let Philip JPN know that, look here, you cannot say you pride yourself in democracy and fair election, and you do not have a chief elections officer in place. So, Brother Garfield, I'm appealing to my political leader, Alan Chaffee,
I was just going to say that. Yes.
Let us pay close attention to the electoral office and apply pressure on this Labour Party. It is clueless, waste of time Labour Party government to appoint a chief elections officer. But it has to be in consultation with all parties. Right. So that they cannot be a one-sided affair.
And I would encourage the opposition leaders, the opposition party, to please give us some answers to these questions too, because the opposition need to know, and they need to educate us also on that position that is vacant. So
that is correct. And I just want to say to our supporters, let us keep the focus. This government, we all know, they cannot get anything right. A simple commodity like sugar, they cannot get right. A simple situation, we have no medication at our hospital. The whole country is in total chaos, is in total disarray. We need to get this Labour Party government out of office, fast, quick, and in a hurry. Have a blessed night, Brother Garfield.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much for calling, Brother Ian. So what are we going to do, friends? We're going to continue reading your comments, and then we will leave, because I normally want to get you into bed very early. Early to bed, early to rise. Make a man healthy, and wise. We have too much unwise people in the country. You pardon me, be. So let us look here. Gilbert, that percentage thing is a fierce. We need individuals counting our votes. The results should be the same day. We are too small to have results a few days after, and that is true. We need to step up on the vote counting, and we got to step up on our poll watches, and we need to do what we have to do. We cannot play around. You cannot take anything for granted. You see desperate people, they do a lot of foolishness. Yet, you see, when you're in desperate times, it calls for desperate measures. And some people would want to win an elections by any means necessary. And so we must keep God keep your eyes open. And I really appreciate, Ian, you pointing this out to us. We're going to stick on it. We're going to ask the United Workers' Party to make a statement on it. Let us know if this is what is happening and whether it's constitutional, whether it's against the Constitution to have the position open for so long. And we will want to know why that is happening. We should not play with the Electoral Office. That's a department that we should not mess with. We should not close our eyes on it. We need to watch it like a hawk. Yeah? We need to watch it like a hawk. Believe me. All right? Now, Mark, you space on. Me. Upa trust mo na nila sa bagay sa. Yes. Hey, Dr. Fletcher, my sister, my spiritual mother, on point. If something is happening, our people need to know. Communication is key. It keeps us in touch with our people, and that's true. And that's why I'm calling on the opposition party, the opposition leaders, to come out and clarify this situation there at the Electoral Office. Julia says, this is so true. If Flabo don't put their act together, SLP will steal the elections. No, nobody is stealing any elections this time. Nobody is doing anything to any elections. And that's it. That's it. Nobody is going to do that. There are too many soldiers who are watching. Let's talk about no. I'm just trying to read your comments. Gilbert, good observation. Call it. The elections can be rigged big time. Josie, well, if they're trying to sabotage Timothy Polio New Spin, Timothy can have his own talk show on Facebook and YouTube. I think they just had technical issues over there. Let's pray and hope that's what it is. Martin, mate is no consultant. He is an insultant. Martin, ko sa kahen sa bagay sa? Martin. Somebody said, Gaffer, I want you to bake a cake. Oh, Martin is saying this. I want you to bake a cake. I want you to bake PGP above the cake. Martin, so my cake is so bad. But how do you want the man to eat it? Eat it with his fingers. Martin, man, don't talk about my cake like that, man. What's wrong with you?
And usher him out. And usher him out. Take his microphone.
Martin, you put him way on live this year. So cake mo tell mom over. Huh? Martin, Martin, where's that video? Not this fellowship. Let's just take one more. Somebody said, please leave Timothy alone. Who troubling Timothy? Timothy is a good man, and we support him. Carmen said that they just start to cry to take a line from the right guy. Yeah. Cry me a river. Martin Francis again, Shas talking too fast. He must give PGP time to take notes in his exercise book. I'm not reading anything else from him. Honestly, I read nothing from Martin again. Pardon me. Wise me. And Andrea mem, ou pli mauvais passé because that will be the best cake ever. Jennifer, je force Lisa. Anyway, folks, y'all go to bed, have a beautiful night, and I look forward to seeing you on our next broadcast. Martin Francis, go to bed.
The St. Lucia, I love Zarelina. Sailing the Caribbean.
Let me just say a special good night to our Grenadian Passe over Clive and Welma over on our YouTube channel all the way from Grenada. So we welcome our Grenadian Passe with us.
Sadly, Sir John Compton passed away. His team lost election that day and the mantle passed over to Kenny and Team Labour.
We really appreciate you, Grenada.
Fall, hold me head when I say that ball. If you hear him, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell.
I mean, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. I mean, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story.
Take his microphone.
A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people.
Folks, I don't be Wilma, yes, it's that bad. My friend Catherine St. Bernard, greetings to you. Have a peaceful night, Mary Shalmine. Sylvia and everybody over there on YouTube. Gloriana, Boss Lady. Clive, beautiful night to you, folks.
In her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's need.
Dear Francis, greetings to you. Have a beautiful night.
Greed, and so the pilfered slow, causing scandal and roro. Now things look dull. She's at a lull. She could barely sit in a hall. Have we balling? Captain, the ship is sinking.
Veronica, greetings to you and a beautiful night to you, my friend. Jean-François, I dormi bien.
We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know.
them Lucian so make them days?
Sui pui.
Some 2.5% HCSL thing is a tax vibe. So what that have to do with people getting meg? But just now, to me them people paying VAT already.
Exactly. The tax is calculated on the cost of goods. So one time, the price go increase, Kuma. The Lucians end up paying more than 15%.
Mama!
Gasa, just imagine $100 go buy less groceries. People getting poor. Things like rent and utility bills go also increase, Gasa.
Real Malawi vibe?
All them things the people doing to stay healthy, like gym, healthy eating, and safety and security, go be harder to get because people ain't have money.
Partner, if them people ain't have enough money, they ain't go have leftover food for us to eat. The bins go be empty. Wow!
Things real happening to them, Lucianzi. Look out for us again soon. We go show you all more.